Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Welcome to your August 2022 forecast. My name is Cailin, and today I'm going to be using tropical astrology and the whole sign system to cover the major transits that are coming up for this month. So you can watch this horoscope if you are a Gemini rising, like myself, or if you are a Gemini Sun or Moon. I would always recommend that you start off with your ascendant sign horoscope first and foremost, because it will be the most accurate for you overall. Having said that, if you are a Gemini sun, this horoscope will tell you about your career, your public self, and your life goals, whereas your moon in Gemini horoscope will tell you more about your relationships, your family life, home life, as well as your emotional health and well-being. So now let's get into the horoscope. On the 1st/2nd of August, depending where you live in the world, Mars is going to form a conjunction with Uranus at 18 degrees in the sign of Taurus, and this will be occurring in your 12th house. I covered the Mars, Uranus, and North Node conjunction in explicit detail at the end of my July reading, so feel free to go and check that out if you like. Essentially, this conjunction is a continuation from that, but now Mars will be exact in its conjunction with Uranus. So what this means is that you guys, including myself, because I'm a Gemini rising, can be finally able to cut out self-sabotaging behavior. This can lead to a psychological breakthrough. This can also lead to sudden intuitive and psychic abilities coming on. So maybe you guys will have some sort of clairvoyant experience, or maybe a claircognizant experience, or maybe you will recognize that you're receiving some sort of message from the other side. So this could be from someone who has passed over, or this could even be from someone that you've never met. And on a different level, you could have a huge breakthrough when it comes to using divination or your understanding of astrology. So the 12th house is one of the houses which is connected to divination and the unseen and the occult. So this could see you experiencing some sort of epiphany or download of information. And on a different note, this could just come through via meditation or during a dream, or when you are in a very relaxed state, or maybe even if you're under the influence. So with this particular conjunction, this can see you working on something behind the scenes, maybe like a secret project. And this could be related to work, because Mars rules over your 11th house, which is work. It could be related to something to do with a large group or a community, or putting together some sort of event, as indicated by Mars ruling over your 11th house. And with the involvement of Uranus, this really just highlights the importance of astrology in your life, as it does mine naturally as an astrologer. So you could be working on some sort of creative project as well, because the 12th house is a very creative house in astrology. Now, on the 2nd and the 3rd of August, Venus is going to sextile Uranus, and Venus is going to make a sextile to Mars. So Venus will be in Cancer, making a sextile to Uranus and Mars in Taurus. So essentially, this can see you having some sort of, receiving some sort of assistance or an opportunity that comes through. And this could be connected to a paid opportunity, or someone coming through and helping you financially or with their resources, or maybe it's to do with receiving a valuable or a possession which is going to aid you in some way. So this is basically representing that help is along the way with respect to this Mars, Uranus, and North Node conjunction. So basically, the energy will be really potent from even the end of July or middle of July through till the first week or two of August. So I'm sure many of you Geminis are going to be brainstorming, but sort of like doing this in secret or in the privacy of your own home, or maybe you'll be in like a lab or a studio, or just sort of like working on ideas while you're sleeping or while you're meditating. I know I do this myself. I'll sort of like, be processing things in my dreams, or I'll have like a good idea for business, or, for something to do with astrology that will come through while I'm asleep or while I'm meditating. So, what I would encourage you Geminis to do is, especially around, the last few days of July and the first few days of August, carve out time in your day to basically just turn off the monkey brain, if you will. So, even if you are not good with meditating, just sitting in silence and turning the phone off and not looking at screens and really just being alone with your own thoughts, this is where those breakthroughs are going to come through for you, and these like great ideas. And, even as I'm saying this now, I didn't plan to say that. This just sort of came to me. So, I'm definitely going to be making time to do that for myself, because I've had all these ideas that I haven't really been able to, um, I suppose, collate or put together in some kind of cohesive way. So, I sort of see this transit as all your good ideas that you've had finally like coming together as a whole, especially because the 12th house rules over the collective. So, this is almost like piecing things together which don't seem connected, but they are interconnected somehow. So, this might even be a good time for you to write out your plans for the future, as indicated by Mars ruling over the 11th house and Uranus ruling over the ninth house. Maybe you'll want to like write it down on post-it notes and just have everything together, and then you can kind of play around with it and, create like your own sort of mind map. Okay, so on the 4th of August, Mercury, which is our ruling planet, is going to enter the sign of Virgo, and it will be there in your fourth house until the 25th of August, sorry. Let me just double check that one. Yes, until the 25th of August. Normally I don't mention Mercury changing signs because it spends about 3 weeks in each sign, but I really wanted to highlight this transit because Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo. It rules over the sign of Virgo. And what that translates to is that Mercury loves itself sick when it's in the sign of Virgo. So this is when Geminis can feel at their best mentally and intellectually. And essentially, with Mercury being in your fourth house, you can basically initiate some sort of relocation process or changes to your property and living circumstances. So, some of you may be moving out of your home or a home, even if it's not yours, or you may be moving in with someone else. You may be moving into a new rental. You could be buying property. You could be selling property. Please send your good thoughts towards me, because I've been looking to purchase a property for a very long time, and I will do the same for you guys who are wanting to move. And for some of you, you could be investing in new technology to install or implement around the home. So maybe you're looking at installing cameras or some sort of surveillance system. Maybe you're just looking at getting a new TV or new technology for your home, because Mercury rules over technology. Now, this could see you guys just going through paperwork and documentation for your home, titles, deeds, anything to do with your rental agreement or with your literally anything that is connected to property, because Mercury rules over paperwork and documentation, and the fourth house represents all property matters. Some of you, though, could just be doing some research into your ancestry or your lineage or your heritage or about your homeland. And I'm saying this because the fourth house rules over your family and your ancestry and the country that you were born in. Okay, so even if you were, born in one country, and you moved with your family when you were like 2 years old, the fourth house still represents where you were born. So with Mercury being your chart ruler and representing what you're doing, what you are studying, where you're placing your focus and energy and attention, this indicates that you will be focusing on family matters. So on one hand, yes, this could be learning about your family and your ancestry. On a different level, you could be focused on your living family, or maybe you're wanting to start a family or expand your family. And if there's a family member that you haven't been in communication with, this can see you opening up the lines of communication with them once again. So on the 11th of August, Venus is going to enter the sign of Leo, which means it will be transiting your third house. And wherever Venus goes, this represents things going well. We enjoy the energy of that house and what that house rules over. So Venus is the lesser benefic in astrology, which means that it brings abundance, blessings, prosperity. Jupiter is the greater benefic, so that's like good fortune and luck on a larger scale. But Venus is like the sweetness of life and your ability to enjoy something. It also represents creativity, sensuality, nature, and relationships, as well as finances and resources. So this can see you enjoying your relationships with your siblings, relatives, neighbors, friends, co-workers, all the things that the third house, or all the people that the third house rules over. So you could be working on fostering those relationships. And with Venus, it's not like work, you don't have to work at it. It just comes naturally. Maybe it's easier to catch up with these individuals, when previously it might have been hard for you to organize a catch up, or maybe there's been tension in these relationships and now, they're just going more smoothly and you're getting along better. This is certainly a very social time for you. And also, in terms of the time period, Venus will be in Leo in your third house until the 5th of September. So, it's only a brief transit, but I do like to mention where Venus goes just so you guys can have something to look forward to, myself included. So, this can see you making new friends, making new acquaintances, being introduced to new clients or new co-workers. And some of you could just be like forming a small team at work and you all get along well, or even a small friendship group can start. And the reason why I'm saying small is because the third house rules over small groups of people, whereas the 11th house are your larger groups. So this could be like a new group of friends who are getting together, or maybe you're just like reuniting with your friendship group. Now, on a different level, the third house rules over education and communications and short courses. So, some of you could be enrolling in some sort of short course or applying for some sort of training program, but it'll be connected to Venusian things, or it will pertain to what Venus rules over. So Venus rules over the 5th house in your chart, which is Libra, and it rules over the 12th house, which is Taurus. So you could be starting a new course or doing some sort of training which is connected to something artistic, so drawing, writing, painting, poetry, with Venus ruling over the 12th house. It could be cooking, it could be dancing, it could be something to do with music as well. And even as I'm saying this now, I'm just smiling to myself because I've had plans to learn the ukulele, random I know, for ages. So maybe that'll be when I finally do this. Now, the third house also rules over websites, apps, and social media. So you could be creating something new, which again is connected to Venusian things. So this could be related to fashion or makeup, and also maybe you're doing like a fashion course or a makeup course or tutorials. You could be creating a social media platform or website or an app which is centered around fashion, makeup, art, design, architecture, or maybe it's music or cooking or something to do with culture or dance or performance, especially with Venus ruling over the fifth house. So, it's a great time for learning, if I can put it that way, and just having new experiences that are of a sensual nature. Now, on the 18th of August, Venus in Leo in your third house is going to make a trine to Jupiter, which will be retrograde in Aries in your 11th house, and this will be at 8 degrees. So, if I can just break down what the 11th house rules over, then I will, tie it all in together for you. Essentially, the 11th house is connected to your long term goals and dreams. The 11th house is connected to large scale events, groups, communities, these long term projects that you have, as well as new inventions and innovations. And, two of the biggest functions of the 11th house would be that it is your wider network. So your ability to, or not necessarily ability, but your acquaintances, people that you know, people that are sort of like 6 degrees of separation from you. So another function of the 11th house is that it is a house of gains. It is a money house. So it can represent passive income or residual income. So think like pension, retirement fund, funds receiving rents, royalties, and dividends, and so on and so forth. So, this trine to Venus represents something going well, something going easily, or fluidly, I should say. Like I mentioned before, Venus is the lesser benefic, Jupiter is the greater benefic in astrology. So, when you put these two planets together in a harmonious aspect, such as a trine, what you get is a pretty good result. So, this can see you joining forces with another person or collaborating with another person or receiving support from them, as indicated by Venus in your third house. So, this could be from a friend or a relative, a sibling, maybe even a co worker or a client. And on one level, you could be collaborating together with respect to one of those things. So maybe you're forming a group with them or a community with them. Maybe the two of you will be planning an event together. Maybe you'll be working on a new invention or innovation together. Or perhaps this person could just be providing support to you, with Jupiter being in your 11th house and the 11th house ruling over, being a money house and representing beneficiaries, benefactors, I mean to say. This person could be investing in your long term goals and dreams. They could be financially backing you or contributing to, let's say, like a long term project or a Kickstarter program, or, just putting the initial deposit down to work on receiving some sort of financial aid or support. Maybe you're going to be applying for some sort of scholarship as well, or financial support from a large group or organization. And essentially this can see you getting your dream up off the ground, especially because Jupiter will be retrograde. So maybe this will be tying back into whatever was initiated when Jupiter first entered Aries, which was on the 10th of May, and just a hotspot date. Because Jupiter will be retrograde, if you jot down the 11th of February in 2023, or let's just say mid-February 2023, that is when Jupiter will hit 8 degrees once again. So maybe you'll be able to reap the rewards of whatever is happening around the 18th of August in 2022 in February 2023. Now, on the 20th of August, we are going to have Mars entering the sign of Gemini, and it will be in your first house. Please pay attention to this transit, because not only is it important when a planet transits your first house, which is Gemini, this transit is important for everyone because Mars is going to spend 7 months in Gemini, and it normally only spends 7 weeks-ish. So this is a very big deal. Whatever you are initiating around the 20th of August, or let's just say between the 20th of August and the end of October, this will become the focal point for you for when Mars stations retrograde. So Mars will be retrograde from the end of October until the 12th of January, and it will, finally leave Gemini once and for all at the end of March in 2023. So let's just run through a few different ways that this can play out for you. The first house is the physical body, it's your appearance, it's your persona, it's what you're doing, it's the action that you're taking. And Mars is a very active planet. So, Mars in the first house can indicate that you're setting new goals which pertain to your physical body and your physical appearance. So, this could be a goal, with respect to losing weight, putting on weight, getting toned, or, achieving some sort of physical goal. Or it could be something to do um, with sports. So maybe you're training for a marathon, or you want to get your body in shape to participate in, I don't know, like a bodybuilding competition or something Mars related. Mars rules over muscles. On a different note, you can have a lot more energy than normal, so you're feeling like you want to burn this off and get fit and get active. You can have more drive, more ambition, more willpower. Mars rules over your sixth house of work and health. So you could be going on some sort of health journey or getting your ducks in a row to change industry, apply for a promotion or a new position, switch it up in your workplace, or form new daily habits and routines and really stick to those. Mars rules over your 11th house. So, again, this is connected to your long-term goals and dreams. And just a note, watch out on coming off as, super confrontational or aggressive. That is the downside of having Mars in the 12th house, where we can get fired up easily or triggered easily. And, we can lash out at others. And you want to channel this excess energy into something new that you can innovate. Mars is connected to engineering, innovations. It is also connected to exploring new territories as well. So you may feel more adventurous. You may want to start a new sport, and you may be feeling more physically attractive, or you may have heightened sexual energy. So maybe you're going to want to, pursue someone or ask someone out, or put yourself out there in a romantic, like in a, well, not necessarily a romantic sense, but just get out on the dating scene. So you could be feeling more flirty, more sexual. And I am going to focus on this a lot at the end of October. So make sure you have subscribed to the channel, because I'll be doing a huge Mars retrograde segment for my October horoscopes in a couple months' time. So now let's have a look at the last transit for the month. On the 24th of August, Uranus is going to station retrograde in the sign of Taurus at 18 degrees in your 12th house. Again, that 18 degrees in Taurus is being activated. So when Uranus is retrograde, this can see us, well, when any planet is retrograde, it's about reflecting on a situation, reviewing it, recalibrating, repositioning our stance, all the words. So with Uranus in your retrograde in your 12th house, this can see you implementing or integrating your understanding of astrology and anything which is like metaphysical at a deeper level. So you're probably not going to feel this as much as the other signs, because it is in the most intangible of houses, but you may just be having these flashbacks to dreams that you had, or certain images that came to you in a meditation, or when you were under some sort of like trance like state, and maybe you're trying to make sense of them now. Maybe you're trying to unravel complex issues and problems while you are sleeping or meditating, or um, perhaps you are trying to cultivate your psychic abilities and your intuitive abilities further, because whenever a planet is retrograde, this is when we need to work harder to access the essence of that particular transit, or of that particular planet, I should say. So, in any case, Gemini, that's all I have for you for August 2022. Like I said before, please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to see more content on this channel, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next month in September. And please remember, Mercury is going to go retrograde in September. So it's always a big deal for Geminis. Enjoy your month ahead, and I'll see you then.